Hare Krishna. Welcome you all on our 90 episode book reading challenge. So today we are on day 8 and we'll be reading chapter 15 and 16. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschati Desatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So welcome you all again, and as we discussed yesterday that how Lord Brahma was bewildered and then again his illusion was being cleared by Krishna himself, and then he pays obeisances to Lord Krishna. So today chapter 15 and 15 goes as the killing of Dhenuka, the ass demon. So there was a demon whose name was Dhenuka, or we call as Dhenukasura. So this chapter describes how Lord Balarama and Krishna, while tending their cows in the pasture of Vrindavan, killed Dhenukasura, enabled the residents of Vrindavan to eat the fruits of the tala tree and saved the young cowherd from Kaliya's poison. Revealing their boyhood Panguda phases of pastime, Rama and Krishna were one day bringing the cows to pasture when they entered an attractive forest decorated with a clear lake. There they began playing forest sports along with their friends. Pretending to tire, Lord Baladeva laid his head upon the lap of a cowherd boy and rested as Lord Krishna helped relieve his elder brother's fatigue by massaging his feet. Then Krishna also placed his head on the lap of a cowherd boy to rest, and another cowherd boy massaged his feet. So this is the way Krishna, Balram and their cowherd friends enjoyed various pastimes. During this play, Sridhama, Subala, Tokka Krishna and other cowherd boys described to Rama and Krishna a wicked and irresponsible demon named Dhenuka, who had assumed the form of a jackaless and was living in the Talavana forest near Govardhan Hill. The forest was full of many varieties of sweet fruits, but fearing this demon, no one dared try to release the taste of those fruits, and thus someone has to kill the demon and all his associates. So Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, hearing of the situation, set off for this forest to fulfill the desires of their companion. So we see that there was a forest near Govardhan Hill where Dhenukasura was to live, and those forests have very very beautiful trees, and those trees are producing very sweet fruits, and all the cowherd boys, they wanted to have the sweet fruits, but somehow because of Dhenukasura, no one was going there, and Krishna and Balram, they decided to go there to kill Dhenukasura. So after arriving at the Talavan, Lord Balrama shook many fruits out of the palm trees, and as soon as he did so, the jackass demon Dhenuka ran swiftly to attack him, but Balrama grabbed his hind leg with one hand, wheeled him around and threw him into the top of a tree, thus slaying him. So this is for the first time Lord Balrama had slain any demon, and that is Dhenukasura. He grabbed one of his leg of the ash and he threw him away. So all the Dhenukasura's friends, overcome by fury, then rushed to attack, but Rama and Krishna took hold of them one by one, swaying them around and killed them until the disturbances was finally finished. So there were so many friends of Dhenukasurs, they started coming to attack Krishna and Balram, and they did the same thing for everyone. When Krishna and Balram returned to the cowherd community, Yashoda and Rohini placed them on their respective laps. They kissed their faces, fed them with finely prepared food, and then put them to bed. Some days later, Lord Krishna went with his friends, but without his older brother, to the banks of Kalindi in order to tend the cows. The cows and the cowherd boys became very thirsty and drank some water from the Kalindi, but it had been contaminated with poison, and they all fell unconscious on the river bank. Krishna then brought them back of life by the merciful rain of his glance, and all of them, regaining their consciousness, appreciated his great mercy. So, while they are going to play, they all drank the water of Kalindi and they got unconscious, and that because of the poison. And that whose poison it was and how Krishna did it, it will be described in next chapter. So in this way we actually completed chapter 15 or episode 15. Let's go to chapter 16. And chapter 16 says, Krishna chastises the serpent Kaliya. So this chapter describes the Lord Krishna's pastime of subduing the serpent Kaliya within the lake adjoining the river Yamuna, and he is showing mercy to Kaliya in response to the prayers offered by Kaliya's wives, the Nagapatnis. So to restore the purity of Yamuna's water, as Yamuna, because of Kaliya, the Yamuna water got poisoned. So to restore the purity of Yamuna's water, which has been contaminated by Kaliya's poison, Lord Krishna climbed into a Kadamba tree on the river bank and jumped into water. Then he began fearlessly playing within the water like a maddened elephant. Kaliya could not tolerate Krishna's trespassing upon his personal residence, and the serpent quickly went up to the Lord and bit him on his chest. When Krishna's friends saw this, they fell down on the ground unconscious. At that time, all sorts of evil omens appeared in Braja, such as earth tremors, falling stars, and trembling of various creatures' left limbs. So the residents of Vrindavana thought, today Krishna went to the forest without Balrama, so we do not know what great misfortune may have befallen him. Thinking in this way, they traced the path of Krishna's footprint to the bank of Yamuna. Within the water of the lake adjoining the river, they saw Lord Krishna, the very essence of their lives, unwrapped in the coil of a black snake. The residents thought the three worlds had become empty, and they all prepared to enter the water. But Lord Balrama checked them, knowing well the power of Krishna. So as we see in the movie, the Krishna pastimes, there the cowherd boys, they were playing with the balls, and the ball fell down in the Yamuna, and Krishna jumped to bring the ball. This was a plan of Krishna to actually slay Kaliya. So he went down and started fighting with Kaliya. Let's see what happens next. So then Lord Krishna, seeing how disturbed his friends and relatives had become, expanded his body greatly and forced the serpent to loosen his grip and release him. So as Krishna seen that the friends and relatives were waiting outside, they are actually getting tense. So he planned to escape from the grip of serpent. Next, the Lord began playfully dancing about on the serpent's hood. By this wonderful, boisterous dancing, Sri Krishna tramped the serpent's 1,000 hoods until his body slackened. Vomiting blood from his mouth, Kaliya finally understood that Krishna was the premier personality, Lord Narayana, the spiritual master of all moving and non-moving creatures, and he took shelter of him. So, as he was fighting, Kaliya was fighting with Krishna, and Krishna started kicking on the hood, and he started vomiting blood. And by that, he recognized that, okay, looks like this is personality of Godhead. And after that, the Naga Kanyas, the wives of the Nagas, they start bowing down to Krishna and praying to them, please forgive our husband and we will go away from here. This is seeing how very weirdly Kalias had become. His wives, the Nagapatnis, bowed down at Lord Krishna's lotus feet. Then they offered him various prayers in hopes of gaining their husband's freedom. It is quite fitting that you have brought our cruel husband to this condition. Indeed, by your anger he has gained great benefit. What piety Kalia must have amazed in his previous lives. Today he has drawn upon his head the dust of the lotus feet of personality of Godhead, the attainment of which is very, very difficult for even the mother of the universe, the goddess Lakshmi. So please kindly forgive the offense Kalia has committed out of ignorance and allow him to live. So as Nagapatnis, they prayed to Krishna that please forgive our husband, and he has done this mistake out of ignorance, so please allow him to live, don't kill him. And then, satisfied by the Nagakanya's prayers, Krishna released Kaliya, who slowly regained his sensory and vital powers. Then Kaliya, in a distressed voice, acknowledged the offenses he had committed, and finally he offered Krishna many prayers and said he was ready to accept his command. Krishna told him to leave the Yamuna lake with his family and return to the Ramanaka island. So by this, when Kaliya got his senses back, he also got his power back because of Krishna mercy. And then by the instruction of Krishna, Kaliya went away from Yamuna with all his wives and relatives. So this is how it says, when we surrender to Krishna, Krishna forgives our mistakes as well. So that is how, while surrendering to Nagapatni, he was being saved. So that is how we understand that we should be surrendering to Krishna as well for his mercy. And it's being also already said that Krishna was dancing on the hood of Kaliya Nag, serpent Kaliya. And it's being said, the head or hood of the snakes are very, very, very slippery. And imagine on those hoods, Krishna was dancing very nicely. And that's why he also known as Nataraj. And no one can dance in a slippery places but Krishna surface, but Krishna could dance on those surfaces as well. So Hare Krishna, thank you everyone for being with me, and we will be continuing our session tomorrow as well. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.